It's recording. So, okay. Okay.
Can you imagine waking up and not remembering who you are or who your family is? Well, an Alzheimer's patient has that problem. Alzheimer's is a very serious brain disease where the brain just starts deteriorating, and not many people take it very seriously, but it is a very serious disease. People probably think of it more like Dory from Finding Nemo, where you tell her something and then 5 minutes later she'll forget it. But Alzheimer's is much more than that. My grandpa actually had Alzheimer's, and every time I would go to visit him or talk to him, I'd have to remind him who I was. And uh, it got so bad that we had to label things like drawers so he would remember where things were, or stuff like that. Uh, and I did most of my research. I did all my research on webmd.com and alz.org. And Alzheimer's is just the general deterioration of the brain over time. It just starts messing with it and deteriorating it. And I'm going to cover all the symptoms that you'll find. I'm going to tell you how to treat it and also how to cope with it, or how to cope with a loved one that has Alzheimer's. To start out, the symptoms of Alzheimer's, you look for a couple things. The most common is memory loss. You start noticing memory loss, it might be a sign that you have Alzheimer's. Memory loss is a symptom because it hurts. Alzheimer's hurts the part of your brain that deals with memory loss. But as it progresses, you'll start seeing mood and behavior changes, confusion, unfound suspicion about family members or friends, more memory loss, and it'll even get to the point where it'll be hard for them to speak, walk, or even eat. This dementia is also another symptom, but it'll be most easily noticed by family members and close friends who are around the patient more often. Once you find the symptoms of memory loss or mood changes or dementia, you need to contact a doctor and get his professional opinion, and either get diagnosed or not with Alzheimer's. If you do get diagnosed, there are treatments you can do, but unfortunately, there isn't a cure for Alzheimer's. You can only slow the effects of it. So I'm going to tell you how. First, you can take medication. Like antidepressants will help with irritability and mood changes. You can also take anxiety pills or things to help with restlessness. You can also take antipsychotic medication. This will help with hallucinations and delusions and aggression. But some of the note with those, some may be harmful, so make sure you talk to your doctor or get the right things for you. The second thing you can do is sensory therapy. That's like music or painting. Sensory because you're using your arms to paint or your ears to listen to music, so you're using your senses. And that'll just help with the day-to-day mood, and, and it'll help reconnect the patient to the world. The last thing you can do is hormone replacement therapy, or HRT. There's a study done on postmenopausal women who were taking HRT, and they actually had a lower risk of having Alzheimer's. So once you diagnose the symptoms talk to your doctor and start treating Alzheimer's, you can start coping with it or cope with a loved one having it. One thing that'll help, you can take a little notebook, carry it around with you all day. You pull it out when you write something down that's important or details throughout the day. Another thing to keep in that notebook would be like your address or how to get home, directions how to get home. That'll help if you ever get lost or need help finding your way home. You pull out your notebook and you have your address. Another thing, take sticky notes, place them around the house, like above the toilet to help remind you to flush or put the seat down after you finish. Another thing, label cupboards or drawers. This will help the patient remember where things are in the house. It'll help them throughout the day and help tidiness and stuff like that. Another thing you can do, have a family member call or a really close friend call just once a day to help remind the patient about important details or important events that might be happening throughout the day. So, Alzheimer's, once you find the symptoms, get diagnosed, you treat it, and you cope with it, that's pretty much all you can do. But it affects your memory and just the deterioration of the brain. Most of our research and knowledge over Alzheimer's has been found in the last 15 years, which is actually a really short span of time. And that's because of things people do to help. Personally, when my grandpa, when he passed away a couple years ago after having Alzheimer's, we donated his brain to research over Alzheimer's to help other people and help other patients, because no one deserves to go through what they go through. And I have a visual aid here of how Alzheimer's starts going through the brain. It starts real small, and then over time it just deteriorates, and the blue part is the deterioration. It just spreads throughout the whole brain, and that's just, it's not good. Thank you.
Never introduce new information.